everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Veronica Svanström, your positive psychology and mindfulness coach, and today I'm here with a new episode from the series about the superpowers that are our character strengths. This is a series that tries to offer a bird's eye view on the character strengths so that you get more familiar with the concept. If you are new here and to the concept of character strengths, you will find the general overview linked in the description box down below. And if you feel you need coaching, just send me an email and I will be delighted to meet you online to see if and how I can be of service. You will find both my email addresses in the description box down below. Love needs no introduction, right? It's a basic capacity that we all have. And according to the Character Strengths and Virtues by Martin Seligman and Christopher Peterson, this capacity of ours to love and be loved is viewed as an innate, species-specific tendency that has powerful effects on our psychological and physical health from infancy through old age. And as you know by now, if you've been following my channel lately, every character strength falls under a virtue category, and love falls under the virtue of humanity. Humanity includes strengths that help you in one-on-one relationships. The other strengths in humanity are kindness and social intelligence. About social intelligence, we have talked already, and you will find it linked in the notes above. According to the same book, The Character Strengths and Virtue by Martin Seligman and Christopher Peterson, love represents a cognitive, behavioral, and emotional stance towards others, and it involves strong positive feelings, commitment, and even sacrifice. The three types of love that they identify in this book are a child's love for a parent's love for a child, and the romantic type of love. Relationships can involve different types of love at different points in time, but the mate type of relationships are unique in being the only social tie that involves all three forms of love. According to viacharacter.org, love refers to the way we approach our closest and warmest relationships. Love is reciprocal, referring to both loving others and the willingness to accept love from others. They identify four types of love, each with a biological and evolutionary base. The romantic love is that between spouses, partners, boyfriend and girlfriend. The attachment love is that between from parent to child and from child to parent. The compassionate or altruistic type of love is the one that the kindness is based on, our kindness comes from. And the companionate love, it's the love that our friendships are based on. And here is the case of Greg Manning, whose wife Lauren almost lost her life when the World Trade Center building has been hit by a handbook and classification by Christopher Peterson and Martin Seligman. Greg Manning could see from the terrace of his apartment that the jet had struck near the offices of Cantor Fitzgerald, where his wife worked as a senior vice president and partner. For the next half hour he paced frantically, stopping only to pound the wall and cry out her name. He was certain that his vibrant and beautiful Lauren was dead, but he was wrong. That morning she had lingered saying goodbye to their 10-month-old son Tyler. As a result, arrived at the World Trade Center a few minutes later than usual. She had just entered the lobby of Tower 1 when a fireball descending through an elevator shaft propelled her back into the street, totally engulfed in flames. A bond salesman who witnessed this raced over, put out the fire that was consuming her, and remained at her side until an ambulance arrived. At the hospital, her face swollen beyond recognition, she told Greg the pain was so excruciating she had been praying to die, but then, out of love for him and Tyler, made the decision to fight for her life. Within a few minutes, she slipped into a drug-induced coma that would last for many weeks. Her parents came immediately from their home in Georgia to alternate bedside and babysitting duties with Greg. During his hospital shifts, Greg ignored Lauren's unconscious state, reading poetry to her and playing her favorite CDs, all the while reassuring her that she was loved and that he would take care of her, that everything would be okay. During his home shifts, he took Tyler to birthday parties and playdates, read and sang to him, and documented his development on videotape for Lauren's future viewing. Remarkably, he also found time each day to send email updates on her condition to friends and family. Saving Lauren meant replacing more than 80% of her skin, often multiple times. Some of the grafts used synthetic or donor skin and from the outset were considered temporary, whereas others that were hoped to be permanent simply did not take. To compound the horror, part of her left ear was destroyed, and several fingers of her left hand required partial amputation. Although Greg would sob in the arms of friends, he never wavered in his devotion to Lauren or his confidence that she would pull through. Exactly 3 months after admission to the hospital, Lauren saw her new, scarred face for the first time. The predictable shock and sadness were tempered by the fact that her husband had prepared her through repeated reminders that she always had been and always would be his soulmate, and in his eyes was as beautiful as ever. 6 months after that terrifying morning, against the slimmest of odds, Greg Manning took his wife home. Those close to the case agree that Lauren survived through a combination of grit and love. Love is one of the 5 strengths, character strengths, most associated with enhanced life satisfaction. Except for this, love is associated with healthy patterns of communication, such as compromise and the ability to engage effectively in conflict resolution. Practicing the loving kindness meditation, which helps cultivating feelings of warmth for ourselves and others, has been shown to boost these strengths in addition to a multitude of positive outcomes for the body and mind. And here are some questions that any of us can ask ourselves about this character strength of ours if we want to enhance it somehow. Who are the people who matter the most to me across each of the domains of my life? Family, friends, partners, co-workers, and so on. And how do I express love in a healthy way with each of the groups? Another question would be, how well do I receive love? Do signs of love make me uncomfortable or afraid in any way? And the third one would be, how easy is it for me to celebrate genuinely with others when they share their good news? And do I respond with heartfelt compassion when they have bad news? It is underused when we isolate ourselves and are cut off from others. Love is overused when we get touchy-feely or into an emotional overkill, where we express our emotions too intensely. And here is an interview with Sophie, a young accountant of 20 years old, who offers her story on the overuse of love. This is The Power of Your Character Strengths, Appreciate and Ignite Your Positive Personality by Ryan Nimick and Robert McGrath. What's hard with love is you want to be there for people, but you also need to set boundaries in order to take care of yourself. That's something I'm trying to be intentional about doing. I've had a few experiences where I thought people were taking advantage of me. I sometimes think about that book, The Giving Tree, where the tree loves the boy so much that he lets the boy cut it down, and I've sometimes wondered if that's supposed to be a lesson about how great love is, or a lesson about how dangerous loving can be. For the most part, though, I've been able to recognize when a person doesn't have the intentions for a beneficial partnership or interaction. I also recognize that being really loving toward other people can be overbearing at times. I know that can sound weird, but sometimes my partner thinks it's not real, that I can't be that nice all the time. I'm realizing that to love her, sometimes I have to give her more space, or let something go without discussing every aspect of it. The optimal use of love is where there is an easy give and take of positive emotions between us and others, and when we feel a bond and closeness in the interaction. Example of golden mean actions. In, like we said, we can apply our golden mean in relationships, at work, in our community, and within ourselves. In relationship, we can offer loving verbal appreciation to one of our close relationships. Make sure to offer at least one concrete example of why you appreciate that person. At work, we can consider how one specific part of our job is of value to other people, and we can appreciate this as an expression of our love. In our community, we can think how we can express more love for our community. Perhaps we already feel love for our neighborhood, but what might be a step forward to demonstrate that love by putting it into action? So, this is it for today. I hope it was of real use to you. If you want to find out your own character strengths, you know by now you find the link in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your tribe. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.